Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I recently got permission to film a client who came over for her bridal trial, and I think this is gonna be something fun and something very different because I'm always doing makeup on myself on my channel. So yeah, let's just get right into this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carve out her brow with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 40 and my ColourPop No Filter concealer. I forgot what shade it is, but I'll just try and link it down below. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender to blend in the concealers to make sure that that looks nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and set those concealers with some translucent powder so that the concealer does not move around. And I'm just going straight ahead into the eyeshadow look. We're using the Juvia's Place Warrior palette, and we're going in with the shade Cano for a transition shade, and this is just going to give the eyeshadow look an overall nice blended out look. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and deepen that outer corner of her eye with the shade Mino, and this is just gonna give her eye a little bit of smokiness and, you know, just a little bit of va-va-voom. And then I just carved out her crease using those same concealers that I used to prep her lid, and I am using this shade Bakwa just to put a little bit of shimmer onto her lid and to give her lid a little bit of a pop. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Jezebel from the Nubian 2 palettes, Juvia's Place as well, just to give a little bit of a transition between the shade Bagua and Mino. And I'm just going ahead and prepping her skin with my DCM The Ordinary Silicone Adherence Primer. What am I saying? But yeah, the silicone adherence primer, just to make sure that the foundation has like a gorgeous base to set on, and you know that her skin just looks nice and that her skin doesn't get too oily during the day, because this is a bridal trial after all. So I am just using my Body Shop Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation in the shade Moluccan Nutmeg. This is the shade number 55, and I mixed it in with a little bit of Maybelline Fit Me foundation, the shade 330, just to prime my skin. And I put one layer of that, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and color correct with a Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I forgot the shade of this, but it looked a little orange in comparison to her skin tone, so I figured that this would just color correct some of the darker spots that are on her cheeks. And then I went ahead and put another layer of foundation on her skin just to cover up that color correction. And I'm just going to use a beauty blender to blend everything out first, and then I'm probably going to use a brush to blend everything out later on. I was trying to avoid the scarring that you see in between her brows, because her brow lady kind of went ham with the wax. I don't know what happened there, but she asked me to avoid it because it was feeling a little sensitive. So please don't come for me and tell me that I skipped a spot. I was just abiding by my client's request. And I'm applying this foundation in sections because the Body Shop Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation is really dry and it's super mattifying. So if I just apply it all over the face and then blend it out later on, by the time I get to the other side, it's gonna be so dry. So now I'm just going on top of her scarring again, and I'm using the Rimmel 25-hour foundation in the shade Honey just over her cheeks, because it's sort of like a lighter, more neutral shade than the other foundations I've been using. And I'm also using that in the middle of her forehead. And then I'm going in again with that same ColourPop concealer that I mixed in with the Maybelline on her lid, right underneath her eye, just to give her a little bit of a woken up, I just woke up, I'm feeling fresh type look underneath her eye, and just to hide any discoloration that may be underneath her eye. And now I'm using that same translucent powder that I used on her lid. I believe this is the Maybelline Loose plus setting powder. Yeah, I think that's the one, the Master Fix powder. And I'm just using that to set the concealer that's underneath her eye as quickly as possible so that I avoid any creasing, which is also why I'm asking her to look up, because when you look down, the concealer that you just put underneath your eye is going to crease. And I'm also going to put that on her chin, on her forehead, around her mouth, because we all have smile lines, especially when we laugh and crack jokes. And just to down the bridge of her nose to give her that fresh, mattified, non-oily effect. And I'm also gonna use this translucent powder all over her face later on after I've done everything, while I do her mascara, just so everything really sets, because this is supposed to be a bridal look and her makeup look is supposed to stay looking as fresh as possible all day, which is why we're going through so many steps just to make sure that we lock this makeup look in place. For her lips, I used a Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick, but I also just used a brown lip liner from Smudge Cosmetics. I got that at Clicks just to make sure that lipstick kind of melts into the face. Now I'm just using the shade Muremi for her inner corner highlight, because you guys know that this would not be a Love Thick makeup tutorial without an inner corner highlight. And I just love clients who do this. She brought her own mascara. I feel like this is some Rimmel mascara. I'll try and remember what it is and link that down below if you guys want to know. It's a mascara and it's basically got two different brushes and they do two different things, but it's a gorgeous mascara, and I'm just glad that she told me about it, because now I want to go get it because I am a fan of Rimmel. And just a little trick that I learned from Jackie Aina, for those of you that watch her. I was kind of doing this before, but she kind of reminded me that there's some people out there that honestly don't know these little things that you discover when you're doing makeup on yourself. A little trick for mascara is that you put your mascara vertically and not horizontally. That way, especially for your lower lashes, that way you really get right in there and you avoid smudging your lower lash line with mascara when you put your mascara this way instead of the usual horizontal way that we're used to. Now I'm just gonna lay her edges. I'm using the L'Oreal Studio Line Extreme Hold Indestructible Gel. I think this is the number 9. And you know what? I thought my edges were stubborn. I was trying so hard to lay these edges in a different way. So I remember that I actually got a mascara specifically for laying edges, because I realized that foundation and concealer and contour or whatever tends to get into like the baby hairs or the hairs around the edges. So I just use that mascara for edges, and it works perfectly because it basically just re-adds the color that was taken away by the foundation into the hair, and it lays the edges a little more, I don't know, more perfectly than with just the toothbrush. Maybe because this beauty brush is so small, so it gets right in there, right in there. Look at that. Swoop, swoop. Now I'm just setting her face with some rose water because I did not want to dry her face anymore. And this is the final look, guys. I feel like she looked stunning, she looked glowy, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.